This isn't a Treasure Tuesdays. As you guys may have noticed, I missed this week. The first time I missed making a Treasure Tuesday video. I did have a bit of news come my way that sort of surprised me, to say the least. But what I am doing is making a video in response to a letter I just received a few days ago from Kristen, and it really speaks to my heart. It's something I think many people can relate to, and I would like to answer your question, Kristen. So Kristen writes, "Hello, Miss Veronica. Within the past year, I have watched your videos with amazement. I'm so grateful that I found them. The purpose of reaching out to you is to request some insight, help, and guidance. My partner has broken off our relationship. During our union, I fell into victim mindset and allowed my past traumas to dictate who I am. Currently, I am homeless, needing to move out of my boyfriend's house, have not had a job for nearly a year, and have become really hopeless. I know meditating would bring me to a better place, but I have so much trouble doing it. My negative self-talk is so pronounced that I have a hard time seeing myself being freed from my past traumas. I've really listened to your video. I've fallen and I can get up. Being without money, being without a steady home, lost self-esteem, chronic fear of everything. I don't know how to get up." So here's the key question. Is there anything you can provide me with to help give me a nudge to begin momentum towards a joyful existence? I feel so lost, raw, terrified, and all I want is to feel peaceful, feel safe within myself, to thrive, to find work, to let go of the relationship that I really wished would have been my final one. I just want to stop feeling so sad. Thank you in advance. Kristen. Kristen, first of all, sister, thank you, because you are the voice for, I imagine, many people who are going to be seeing this video. Where you are right now is a complete rupture of a past self, of a past existence. And I just really honor you and I feel you. There's really nothing I can give you other than compassion right now, because where you are is far from easy. It requires a radical surrender, a radical letting go, deep trust. And what I hear you saying is that your past traumas have come through in your present relationship, however much you love this person, your partner, and wanted that to be your final relationship. You noticed that past traumas kept coming up in the relationship. So I imagine there was a lot of fear, maybe some acting out, anger, projecting onto your partner. And first of all, please be gentle and forgiving with yourself, because every single moment is designed to awaken us out of the illusion and awaken us into the full potential that we're here to be. So this rupture is potentially a very powerful point along your journey. Typically, a failure to the ego is a success to the soul. And what I am feeling in your pain and suffering right now is that there's a potential to really wake up what I call the diamond self, but to wake up the truth of who you are. And a lot of times it requires deep suffering for us to get the wake-up call. It requires losing everything many times to finally realize who we truly are and what we are really here to be, and that there is no loss, that there is no way to really lose anything once you connect with the truth of who you are. Now, what I hear in your question is that you want to move towards a joyful life. That's all you want, is like, please give me some sort of insight into how I can create momentum into living a joyful life. And you were also asking that you want to feel safe within yourself, you want to feel peaceful, you want to thrive, you want to find work. So all of this is really good and really clear as far as what you want. Now, the interesting thing is, in order to trust yourself requires you to fully accept yourself. And so if you want to move towards joy, that also requires completely accepting pain, completely accepting the suffering, and exactly what you're going through right now without trying to get away from it. Now, this is where the opportunity lives and breathes and invites every single one of us in every moment. Most of us are running constantly away from the past towards a brighter future, and we're not here in the present moment. From the perspective that I'm sharing through, however challenging this may be, you're being given a really extraordinary and exquisite gift that you're clearly ready for, otherwise it wouldn't be coming up. Whether or not you take the plunge is another story, but it's like, rather than reaching for comfort, it's, can you be where you are right now fully? Can you be fully with the pain? Can you allow the tears to flow? Can you let this fear, primal fear, rise up? Can you give yourself permission to not have a freaking clue what's happening right now and what's going to happen? Can you experience the infinite spaciousness of not knowing? Are you open to the possibility that there's a freedom beyond your wildest imagination right now that takes place in the free fall? And that there's a grace that typically comes through when we have the courage to let go like that. You want to know the truth? The comfort that you're seeking, I can't give you with words. And the comfort that you're seeking from yourself can't be given with words. And what you're going through right now is sacred. It's so sacred and so beautiful if you see it that way. If you drop the fight, and if you feel like you're fighting against what is right now, the way to drop the fight is simply to even embrace the part of you that's fighting. Just literally open up to a place within you that is so loving and so spacious that anything can exist. The sun doesn't discriminate on the weeds or the flowers. It just shines. In the same way, the truth of who you are, which is awakening right now through this experience, that is the ultimate transformation, is to migrate to what I call the diamond self. The pain that you're experiencing and the extraordinary trauma, rather than trying to bury it again through striving, reaching, grasping for a better life, although that can also be happening. You can do all the things you need to do in the real world to make sure that you can put food on the table and, be safe. But the ego will try to reconstruct itself immediately as soon as something like this happens. It's going to try to reach for a life that feels safe so you don't have to feel this, but meanwhile the feeling's up. The feeling's up right now. The extraordinary, exquisite pain is up right now. And I guarantee you it's not up right now so that it can be stifled. The only way through, sincerely through, is through. There's no way to skirt around it. I mean, there is, but it'll come back around. That's just... A diamond cannot birth into its full potentiality from a lump of carbon and coal without that fire. So the greatest gift that you can give yourself right now, the greatest gift I can give you, is an invitation into spaciousness, silence, presence, allowing the emotions to move, being outrageous with them, exaggerate them, take them over the top, have a journal this big, brand new, and just have it with you all the time and don't stop writing. Just feel it all, express it all, but not to get rid of it. Just being sincere with what's happening every moment. One moment you may be totally silent, feeling peaceful. The next moment you might feel extraordinary fear. Where the frick am I going to live? The next second you might be crying like a 2-year-old. That's all arising in the spaciousness, in the silence, in the arms of presence. So the transformation, the migration is into the I don't know mind. It's like being in that mantra of I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know anything right now. I have no idea. I'm terrified. I'm hurt. I feel alone. I feel scared. I'm in more pain than I could ever imagine holding. But I'm still letting go. I'm still letting go. I don't know. The ego hates this. The mind is not like this. And I'm not laughing out of, it's funny. It is on one level, but Kristen, are you willing to let your soul guide you right now? Are you willing to employ the courage necessary to see where your soul is taking you? You already know the other path. You already know what creating a better life looks like, and you'll have another partner, and the whole thing reenacts over and over again until we allow ourselves to fully embrace what is and not know, not have all the answers. This is the answerless answer to your question, and what does coal do in the midst of the fire before it turns into a diamond? What does a caterpillar do in the cocoon when those imaginal discs are literally taking over that caterpillar's body, so that the butterfly cells at some point start to flood into the caterpillar's body? They're called imaginal discs. And the caterpillar cells think that it's an invader because they're foreign cells. They don't recognize the cells since they're coming from what is to become the butterfly. But the caterpillar cells treat it like the body treats cancer. The caterpillar cells fight the imaginal discs, fight, thinking that it's being invaded, that it's going to be killed, that it's going to die, that it won't make it through this. So it keeps fighting and fighting and fighting until so many of those imaginal discs come in that it can't fight anymore. It's too much. So the butterfly cells, the imaginal discs, take over the caterpillar's body, and the metamorphosis begins. The caterpillar is no longer there. It's gone. And the butterfly, in that radical surrender that the caterpillar is forced into, which is the design of life, it's evolution, it's the process of awakening into who we truly are. Only then, through that surrender, can the most extraordinary, exquisite liberation happen. And I share this with you. Eventually I'll share some of my stories on a deeper level, but I will just say that your note spoke to me because where you are right now is sacred. If you treat it that way, if you see it that way, and perhaps I've been given some experiences in my life and the gift of my own transformation that I'm not saying is the final frontier, but is certainly enough to know a deep, 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 deep faith and knowing inside that you're being given a gift right now. And do whatever you can do to drop the judgments on yourself, on this process, on who you are, and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Let go of seeking like safety out there, and like let go of trying to rebuild your life right now, because if you rebuild your life from this place of sadness and fear, you're going to recreate the past. So there's got to be a full letting go before the joy you seek. The joy that is also seeking you can be created, but it's not you creating it anymore. It just happens. It happens as a natural byproduct. I'm getting a lot of heat in my body as I say this. It happens as a natural byproduct of the letting go. So I'm not saying the letting go is easy, and it's why very few people actually go there, because it is so much easier to just hold tightly onto feeling safe and holding your identity and having everything look perfect again, look really good on the outside again, and feel safe. But if you can let go into the unknown and feel everything that comes up in the process and surrender to something bigger than you, you don't even need to know what that is. Maybe it's falling at the feet of a tree, of an ancient tree, and just freaking weeping it out and asking, praying, help, 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 I need help. Sister, you're being given a gift. You're held in so much light. I send you so much love. Thank you for reaching out. Keep breathing. Keep following what you need. Trust what you need. Be ruthless with self-love and self-care and self-acceptance right now. Rest as much as you need to. Do whatever you can do to let go of engaging the mind as much as you can and come into feeling, come into being, come into breathing. And notice when you try to resist the pain when it comes up, or the fear, or whatever's coming up, and do whatever you can to open up to it, like you're embracing a little girl, like bundling all of those feelings into a bundle, and just imagine that you're holding it. It's outside of you, you're holding it, letting the tears utilize you to express themselves and complete themselves through you. But really, it's just the energy of sadness, of grief, that didn't get to complete itself through you a long time ago. So when you get out of the way of identifying with it and simply allow it to move through you like a passing storm, you're simultaneously activating witness consciousness, the true mother, the powerful, powerful priestess that you are, the diamond that you are. And this whole experience is teaching you how to do it. Keep breathing. Ask for support when you need it. If you want an actual, very tangible practice, I do have another video called The Dark Side of the Self, I believe. And that walks you through a process that may be beneficial for where you are right now. But this is really just a video reminding you that only you know how to move through this, believe it or not. And there's something profound awakening within you right now that you're going to carry with you forever, that is more valuable than anything. It's true home. And I am also holding a prayer that your basic needs are met. You find your home and your job, and you feel the love in your heart to carry you through as you open up to the blessings that are just at the other side of this, okay? So much love to you, sister, and thanks for having the courage to ask and for having the courage to receive. Namaste.